Hey, Janelle. So I had this thought
Yeah.
in my mind that, here at the Blankfeld Group, we're pretty well prepared. We've done this enough times. We kind of know what we need to tell people, buyers, sellers, and buyers, what they need to do for escrow. But let's tell the listeners.
Yeah.
What kind of documents? What's commonly forgotten when somebody shows up at escrow?
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
You know what's interesting is 101 is a common name. A
Oh,
lot of common names. And so we need a statement of identity.
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
Big
There's
problem.
Thousands of Joe Smiths.
There's
but-
thousands of Joe Smith right here in western side of this valley.
Yeah, exactly. So there's going to be a form, and sometimes you may be presented with that form. Don't panic. This is there just to verify who you are, right? Because a lot of times you'll see something, even maybe on a lien, or maybe it just varies on what that looks like. So we just want to make sure you are who you are, and you're not the person that maybe might show up on documents, or on liens or anything like that, right? So
I'm so glad I'm Harvey Blankfeld.
yeah.
There ain't many of us around.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
okay.
So
like
something
sometimes
like
like
that.
on your credit, when they check your credit, there's like, are you this
Are you this or
person?
that?
Are
Yeah.
these your different names you
And who are you?
I'm sure your
married
name
to?
comes up
Yeah.
a bit.
My
Yeah.
name does.
Yeah.
And like my wife, she was naturalized, and so she changed her
Okay.
name after her citizenship, and
Okay.
and so she had a former name that sometimes would come up. And
Oh,
you gotta make
sure.
you got to make sure that the way that what's the person there,
Yeah.
and all those aliases or
Yeah.
I've seen
former
that.
Have you
names.
seen that? Yeah.
I've seen the aliases. You guys will
Yeah.
when they're doing their identity form. Here's some things we've seen you go as,
Yeah.
or we've seen
Yeah.
aliases for you,
Yeah.
where they forget to put your middle initial in, or they spell your name wrong, or
That's
whatever.
very common.
That's something I get. It's
It's
something
not
they
like,
do
it's
spell
not
my
like
name
you're
wrong.
in a police lineup or anything. And
No,
it's
no.
not like that kind of
No.
alias. It's just like,
No,
hey, one
no.
time he was known as Hank Blankfield, or
Right.
something like that. Who knows?
or maiden name.
Yeah,
You
maiden
know,
name.
because I mean,
Yeah,
you,
the maiden
you know,
name,
you
the
can
maiden
buy the
names for
house,
sure. Yeah.
and you're gonna have it as Janelle Kennedy. I go get married.
Right.
In the middle of that, I sell the house. I'm not Janelle Kennedy anymore. It's
Right.
gonna
Yep.
be all those things,
Yep.
right? So
Right.
just it's just a way
It's
to
just a
verify.
practical experience. You
Yeah.
got to
Right.
certify
Sure.
your name, that you're the
Yeah.
person that's
yeah.
doing this transaction, this real estate transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever we do a transaction and there's some kind of an addendum, there's some change to the contract, we got to
Yes,
make sure we get that to
please.
you guys too.
Yes, please. We have no idea. Sometimes there's a lease back on a property, and I think that's one of the biggest ones.
Is that right?
Yes, because we need to know.
And it's a
I-
pretty common thing these days,
It's
I
a very
think.
common thing.
Yeah.
So kind of, keep us informed on where you're going to be through that whole transaction. How's it going to end up, right? That's the information. And also let's just say that your uncle deeded over the property to you. Well, we need to verify that your uncle actually did.
Yeah, did he
there's
record it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about recordings. A lot of people will go down and they'll just record anything on, and you can, but it's called uninsured. It didn't go through a title company, right? We need
Right.
to verify all things before
Right.
it was recorded. So that's just research we have to do. It doesn't mean anything's gonna
Yeah.
not happen. It just
We gotta
I
follow
verify
through.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta follow through, and it happens. Somebody's gonna.
It does happen. I've seen it. We do deals where there's a trust involved, and so I got to remind the client, hey, we need your trust papers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to
Yeah.
know that you are in fact the person who can do this,
Yeah.
and that's why you have a trust. So let us do that.
Exactly.
Let us bring that to the table. An LLC.
LLC.
If you've gone ahead and put the house into a corporation, then we need those documents too to prove that you're the one who's qualified
to sign on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because and now we need those LLC docs.
You're a current officer of the LLC, or
Right.
Yeah. Who is
director.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
you've got some. You can act. You're actually the one.
You're actually the one.
Yeah. So because that could be a problem for escrow as well. And then invoices. Sometimes when we do a transaction, we've got invoices that have to be paid. Very often, like for me, whenever I have a seller, I'll go ahead and pay for the resale documents through the HOA. I'll pay for that stuff just so they don't have to worry about writing checks during the transaction. And then I just get reimbursed at close of escrow. So that's an invoice that we have to make sure we submit to you guys that we get reimbursed for those things.
Yeah.
If there's a vendor who is willing to be paid, repairs.
Yeah. Repairs.
It does happen sometimes,
It does
right?
happen, yeah, and that's okay. It just we need to have those.
Yeah, because the
Right, so
seller's
it's not
like,
getting paid through
if
escrow.
a vendor's willing to be paid from escrow and the seller's happy to let that happen, I'm sure.
Oh,
That's one less thing I got to worry about. Let them
Right.
get paid when I get paid.
And the vendor's happy because they know they're gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to close this deal and I'm going to get
Yeah,
paid.
they're
Here's
gonna
my
get it.
invoice.
That old debt that's just been sitting on their books for all this time, they're glad to get it satisfied.